Hi, my name's Ciara from Ciara's Home Yoga. Welcome to day 7 of gentle yoga, where we slow down and move with our breath to feel more balanced afterwards. So let's get started today. We'll start seated, sitting cross-legged on our mat. And as always, you can sit up on a book or a block or a cushion if that's more comfortable for you. We may or may not need a block for this practice, so if you have one, place it beside your mat. Sitting comfortably, we'll bring our shoulders back and down. And we're going to start today something a little bit different. We're going to bring our fingertips and start tapping our chest area. And we'll close our eyes. And we're just going to listen to this sound for a few seconds. Tap, tap, tap. Moving your fingers around up to your collarbone, to your shoulder, and listen. And release. We'll start doing some shoulder circles now, rolling our shoulders up and forwards. And continuing to breathe deeply. In yoga, we transition from chest breathing into breathing into our belly. So if you close your eyes here and feel your belly filling up with air on the inhales and deflating on the exhales. Change direction. Always close your eyes in yoga, in these gentle yoga practices, if that feels good for you. Checking in with our belly. Change direction again. My shoulders are clicky today. And again, change direction. Last few. One for good look, and release. We'll bring our head to look over our right shoulder now, as much as feels good, and then we lean the top of our head back and breathe deeply here. Both shoulders remain back and down for a nice neck stretch. It's the opposite of nerd neck, so we're stretching the front of our neck. So the opposite of that we all do, looking over our phones. Other side, turning our head to look over our left shoulder, as much as feels comfortable, and then lean our head back. Any discomfort here, just pull back to this position. Breathing deeply, checking in with our belly again. And release. We'll make our way to tabletop now, with our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We'll inhale, drop our belly, look up. Exhale, round in our spine. And again, inhale, drop our belly, look up. Exhale, bringing our chin to our chest and squeezing our navel to our spine. One more time. And release. We'll make our way to lying down on our mat now. And we'll bring our hands under our shoulders. Our shoulders remain away from our ears and drawn away from our mat. Inhale, we'll come up, lift up to cobra. Shoulders down. Exhale, lower back down. And again, we'll repeat this a few times, making it a moving meditation by moving with our breath. And as always, move at your own pace when we're doing these moving stretches. and release. We'll push ourselves back up to tabletop. We'll open our knees as wide as our mat, bring our big toes to touch, sit on our heels, and we'll come forward into child's pose, drawing our chest to our mat, resting our forehead on the mat. And we'll check in with the contact our body is making with our mat now, from our hands, our elbows, our forearms, our forehead, our knees, shins, the fronts of our feet and our toes. We'll move our body now. We'll walk our hands over to the right side of our mat now. For a nice side body stretch down the left hand side of our body. Breathing deeply. And we'll bring softness to our face here. We'll check in with our eyes, the little tiny muscles at the back of our eyes and our jaw, and we'll let go of any tension there. And release. We walk our hands back to center and then walk our hands over to the left side of our mat. Bringing our forehead to our mat, continuing to breathe deeply with long, slow inhales and long, slow exhales. And release back to center. We'll come back to tabletop now. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll tuck our toes and we lift our hips up into a down dog. You can have a generous bend in your knees here. And we're going to draw our chest to our thighs and our tailbone to the ceiling. Walk your legs out now if that feels good for you. Continuing to draw our chest to our thighs. Inhale, we'll step our right foot forward between our hands, coming up into a lunge. We'll lower our knee to our mat, untuck our toes, and we'll raise our upper body up. We'll bring our arms to a W shape, so like that. And we're just going to check our alignment now. So our pelvis is tucked here and our hips are in line with each other. If that's not available to you, you can move your foot in a small bit, and any wobbling here, you can, or if you're unstable, you can move your foot an inch or two over to the side of your mat. So your stance is wider, giving more support. So while our pelvis is tucked, we're lowering our hips to our mat as much as feels good. Our right knee remains over our right ankle. Ankle, yeah. Arms to W. We inhale deeply into our belly, feeling it fill up with air. Exhale, hands to our mat. We straighten our front leg, flexing our front foot. And again, inhale, W, coming up. Exhale, hands to our mat, straighten our front leg, flexing our foot, shoulders down. One more time. Inhale, lifting our upper body, arms to W. Exhale, hands to our mat for half splits pose. And we'll hang out here for a breath or two. We're lengthening in our upper body, so we're trying to keep our shoulders back and down. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can grab your block here And you can chill out like this, checking in with your belly. Breathing deeply. Close your eyes if that feels good. We're not collapsing in our upper body. Our shoulders are back and down, drawing our skull back. And release. Bring your foot back to our mat, our hands beside our top foot, and we'll tuck our toes here. Well, you have the option here to stay in your lunge with your knee down, or you can tuck your back toes and lift your back leg up. We'll bring our left hand, palm flat on our mat, and we'll stretch our right hand to the ceiling. Breathing deeply. Our shoulders are stacked here. So our left shoulder is on top of our right shoulder, and our back leg is nice and strong. So we're pushing into our heel. Breathing deeply. Looking up to your top hand if that feels good. Or you can find a spot on the wall and look at that. And release. Hand back to our mat. We lower our knee to our mat. Step back to tabletop. Tuck our toes, and we make our way to down dog one more time. Drawing our chest to our thighs and our tailbone to the ceiling. Inhale, we'll step forward with our left foot between our hands, and we lower our knee to our mat, untuck our toes, and we lift our upper body up, knee over ankle. Again, our pelvis is tucked here. I'm going to move my foot in so I can achieve that. Hips are in line with each other. And lowering our hips to the mat as much as feels comfortable. Inhale, hands to W. Exhale, we lower our hands to our mat, straighten our left leg, flexing our left foot, shoulders down. And again, inhale, lifting our upper body up, arms to W, skull back. Exhale, hands to our mat, straightening our left leg. One more time. Inhale, W, shoulders back and down. Exhale, hands to our mat, flexing our front foot. Again, we're trying to not collapse in our upper body. So if you find you're doing that, you can come up onto a block so that our upper body stays nice and straight, lengthening through our spine. And we're drawing our skull back so that our spine all the way to the top of the head is in line with each other. Continuing to breathe deeply here. And release. We bend into our left leg, and you have the option here to come up in your lunge, or you can continue with your right knee on your mat, whatever feels better for you today and your energy levels today. Right hand flat on our mat, and we lift our left hand up to the ceiling. Shoulders stacked, and shoulders are down away from our ears, and our back leg is nice and strong, pushing through our heel. Looking up to our top hand if that feels good, or finding a spot in front of you and concentrating on that. And release. Lowering our hand to our mat, we lower our knee to our mat and step back with our other foot to tabletop. And we come to sit on our mat with our legs crossed again. Shoulders back and down. Inhale, we'll draw our shoulders back, tucking our chin in. Exhale. Exhale, release. I'll turn to the side for this so you can see it in profile. Inhale, shoulders back, chin in. Exhale to release. One more time. And release. We're going to make our way to lying down in our mat again now. And we're going to stretch your shoulders out. We'll start with our left side. So we're going to start by drawing our shoulder away from our mat and bringing our hand to a cactus, our left arm to a cactus arm. I'm going to move over so you'll be able to see this. And then we're going to push ourselves with our right hand over onto our left side. You can lower your head to the mat here, or you can keep it up, whatever feels better for you. And our legs are stacked on top of each other, or you have the option to bring your top foot behind your lower knee, resting your foot on the mat. Find what works for you, flexing both feet here, breathing deeply. Top shoulder remains back and down. And release, rolling onto our front again. And we repeat the same on the other side. So our right shoulder is away from our mat and down our back. We're hovering our right hand in a cactus arms shape and we're twisting to the right. Coming up over onto our right side. Head to the mat, or you can leave your head up, whatever feels better for you. Both feet are stacked, and you can flex your feet here, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can bring your top foot behind your knee. Breathing deeply. Top shoulder remains back and down. Close your eyes if that feels good. And release. We'll roll over now to make our way to lying on our mat now. And we'll bring our heels behind our bum, close enough so when we raise up in our upper body, we can skim the backs of our heels with our fingertips, lowering our upper body back down. Inhale, we lift up to bridge. Exhale, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to move really slowly here, moving with our breath. Inhale, coming up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, lower down. And we'll repeat this 2 more times, moving at your own pace. And release. We'll drop our knees to one side and push ourselves back up to sitting. And we'll come, I'm going to mirror the next pose for you. And we'll come to sit with our right leg extended and our left foot to our right inner thigh. We're going to turn our upper body towards the side of our mat. And we're going to stretch over to our extended leg, foot flexed. We can bring our forearm here into our thigh, resting on top of your thigh, on shin, grab your big toes, or you can actually rest it, place it on the mat, like that. Again, our upper body is facing forwards, breathing deeply here. And release. We bring our hand behind your bum, around a foot behind your bum, and we raise our hips up here, stretching with the right hand to the top of the mat. Both shoulders remain down away from our ears. And release, lowering back down. Other side. Extending our left leg. Again, I'm mirroring this. Our right foot to our left inner thigh. Upper body facing to the side of our mat and reaching to our front flexed foot. That's hard to say. Front flexed foot. Bringing our elbow into our thigh, on top of our thigh, holding onto our big toes, or if you can manage it, resting on our mat. Breathing deeply here. Bringing softness to our face again. Checking in with all those muscles around our eyes and our jaw. And release. Bringing our hand around a foot behind our bum, raising our hips up. Stretching to the bottom of our mat. Breathing deeply. And release. We lower back down. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. And we've done 1 week of gentle yoga. I hope you join me for the next 3 weeks. I hope to do 30 days of gentle yoga. I hope you'll join me again. Please subscribe to Ciara's Home Yoga for more yoga videos like this. Have a great rest of your day. Take care and bye. And thank you for practicing with me today.